Hey guys, Kev here, and I have a package from China. So, as you all may know, I am a bit of a maniac, and well, I like to get prototypes made because I want to sell the best product I can, and I like options, right? So this right here is the Divo Knives Mash. These are the Kubi prototypes, and we actually just put this into production. So we've paid the deposit. This is going to be a Blue Creek Knives exclusive. So keep that in mind. We are ordering a certain number of them. Looks like it's going to be 300. And they're going to come in and they're going to drop. They're not going to be a pre-order of any kind. They're going to be in 14C, 28N, and titanium. You got your steel liner lock. You have your wire clip. It'll either be the black hardware like this or the satin like this. You can obviously swap it out for a Lynch Northwest clip, which I gotta say, looks pretty damn snazzy. You can also use Rip's Garage Tech clips, I guess. They should fit. But this is the mash, right? They're going to be right around 120 bucks is what we're thinking. We might make it so once you use the discount codes at Blue Creek Knives, it'll drop it down to right at like 120 bucks with the discount, which I think is a pretty good deal for 14C and titanium, you know, an OEM project like this. So that's the mash, right? Well, when Kubi was making these, we also had another company make prototypes. So these are from CMB Knives. And I guess you could call this like a version 2 prototype. It's a more premium version of the knife. So you got a titanium liner lock with a steel insert, M390 steel. So that's kind of where we're at with this. But we obviously are not going to do this project right away. Because we've decided to move forward with Kubi on the sort of more affordable end of it. But we do want to obviously get these prototypes in. We want to see if there's any changes we want to make, etc. And this will probably be a version 2. And if all goes well, we might do this as our next pre-order, or maybe if we have the funds, we'll just put it into production. And this will be a more premium version of the knife. So just kind of interesting how the timing worked out for us. Literally put the wire in today with Kubi. So get that sweet, sweet China smell here. I will say CMB was really good to work with. We had very easy communication. They did a great job updating our CAD file. We had a CAD file, but they updated it for us. Trying to be careful. We usually try to get 4 prototypes. These days, we try to get like 8 because, see if I can just, okay. Chop it up. We try to get 8 now because it's just like, it's so hard to have enough prototypes. You want to send them around to people. There's some people you want to give them to so they can make content for longer periods of time. It's just kind of, you know, anyway. There should be 2 satins and 2 reverse tucks. So we went the same version. So let's see what we got, guys. So here is a satin version. Nice pouch. Let's take them out of these things and we can kind of work through this. And I can show you comparisons to the Kubi ones. And again, these are going to be more premium. M390 titanium liner lock. They have, you know, a more belt satin style. They did tell us there was something with the satin that in production wouldn't be happening. I think there's like scratches or something on the satin. All right, so I got all the cases out of the way here. And I'm going to grab a microfiber so I can clean the blades off because I'm guessing they're going to have oil on them. All right, here we go, guys. Yes, another prototype unboxing session. Gotta love it, right? Let's start with a satin version. Let's take a look. So I can already see the milling lines are a bit more pronounced. They're a little bit crisper, if you see that, the finishing on that. The pivot is lasered on, I believe, versus this sort of CNC cut. It's a little bit bigger as well. The knife is actually longer on the CMB version, which is interesting, because we changed things up to get that blade to handle ratio dialed in on the Kubi ones, which does look good there. You got a little room, but it's not bad. We did work on this one after we had kind of updated this one. So this one originally had a flat end here because we had a clip that mounted from the rear. And so it had to flip over and be left-right. So it was flat. And when we did the revisions, we swapped to a wire clip. And we kind of just left this back here. But on this one, we were like, you know, we can kind of redesign it. So we kind of redesigned this a little bit to come up and around, and then it changes the clip a little bit there. That felt sticky, which is good. Nice pivot. It's looking good. Let's give it a flick. Oh, yeah. Okay. Holy shit. All right. Daddy likey. Daddy likey. So on this one, it's supposed to be a hollow grind. It feels flat to me, which this kind of stuff happens all the time. We don't get the hollow grind or whatever, but it does feel good. You can see that sort of more belt satin look. Again, I mentioned some scratches that won't be in there. Like these lines right there is what they're talking about. Nice plunge grind. You can see this edge termination is much better than the Kubi one, but you can see the edge termination here is still an issue. We had an issue on the first prototypes, but they've added a sharpening choil. So this is going to be, in production, these will be great, actually. They look really good in the renderings. The ergonomics are good, definitely good. The thickness, because it's an inset liner lock with a steel insert, it had to be thicker. So it's not going to be, let me just, Jesus Christ. Let me just show you a comparison. So it's not going to be much, but it is going to be thicker. So if I take my calipers here, inches, and this one's going to be at, and these are contoured, by the way, 0.472, 0.473. This guy is going to come in at 0.4. Whoa. Calm down, Kev. There's the clip. 0.485. So they actually came in thinner than we expected, which is awesome. The detent is snappy. The closing action is money. Ergos, yeah, dude, this is good. This is really good. One thing I would possibly change in production is go to the Vox style jimping that we kind of are starting to do on most things. So maybe get rid of this and just put some up here, or do both. I don't know. That's something we could figure out. Man, this is a good one. Lockup seems solid. Let me just, no side to side, no up and down. Yeah, these are really good. Lock bar access is good. I wouldn't mind a little bit more. Let me see if we have more over here. Always cool to see the comparison, right? You see how on this one we cut it back a little bit for the second prototype, and it allows you to get in there a little better. This is not bad by any means, but you could always add a little bit more. Backspacer looks good, comes up to right about there. Man, they did a great job here. Here's the other satin. Oh, yeah. That detent's on point as well. Man, every time I get a prototype that I like, I'm like, all right, we got to just do it now. We got to just do the run now. But we can't do that. Yeah, this one's great too. They did a great job. Look at the lockup. Again, you have that steel insert mounted there with the 2 screws. Feels great in the hand. No stick at all. Excellent action. Great detents. Man, these are good. All right, let's try a reverse. Detent feels a little lighter here. Yep, definitely lighter. And that can happen when you have a coated blade, but that should be adjusted. Here you go. I don't love the white sort of pivot we've done a couple times now. We might change that up a little bit. But this is your reverse tux version. Again, you got that. Maybe it is a hollow, but it feels pretty flat grind to me, to be honest. And I may be misremembering. They may have told us they couldn't do it or something. I don't know. Action's good. Detent definitely lighter on this one. They left the insert stainless like that, satin. I would want that to be black. I don't know. Well, I guess I would want the liner to be black, but this does look fine. You see this one. Again, basically the same design, right? You just have some differences. Hollow grind over here. Different pivot. A little bit different at the end of the handle there. But you can see you have a black liner over here. And over here you have the satin one. So the difference being, let me just check this one and see if that detent. Yeah, that one's more normal. Yep, that one's got the pop. So I think it's just the one that either could just be it needs to be tuned a little bit, taken apart or something. Or that one just happened to be a little bit lighter. Still not as snappy as those, but definitely better on this one. This one, am I crazy about the black wash? No? Okay. So their black wash is closer to, like, I don't have it here, the Best Tech black wash. It's very, very mild. It almost just looks like a PVD, to be honest. Like, they didn't even wash it. Where Kubi did a good job tumbling that. I mean, you can see all the corners and everything. I love the look of that compared to this, right? So yeah, you know, you're looking at, here's how you can, we can talk about price point, right? This knife right here in 14C and titanium, we're going to be charging probably 120 bucks out the door, right? This one right here from CMB would be more like 280 to 320, you know? So you're in the buzz territory here because you have the lock bar insert, right? The titanium scales and the more premium steel M390 20CV, whatever it may be. Basically the same builds right here, just different companies. And honestly, for all I know, they are made by the same company, right? Although the clip looks different. You can see that. Pivot screw tooling looks a little different. The pivot is almost identical, but we send them the logo, so they're just matching that. But it is kind of crazy to look at. This one feels good, too. So, yeah, these are solid AF. I have no complaints about these at all. But I do think that most of you out there are going to think they'd rather have the more affordable version. You know, you save, what, 180 bucks, basically? So you get this, and you save 180 bucks, but you get a lower tier steel. You get a steel liner lock, instead of titanium with insert. And that's, I mean, that's pretty much where it ends, you know. This is a hollow grind, that's not, but it should be in production. Like this one, I can feel that hollow grind. On these, if it's there, it's very shallow, but they do feel good. They feel slicey. Let's just... Yeah. They are good. I have to say the satin is definitely nicer. That's, hold on. That's one area where you can see a market improvement. Is this the Kubi one? Yeah. So you can see you get that kind of belt satin look here, and here you get that machined CNC satin, you know. But again, price point. I think this looks a little cleaner overall, crisper lines on the milling and stuff. But again, price point, $180 difference in, you know, $180 in your cost to the consumer. Our cost, I mean, yeah, it's very similar to that. You just, you know, anyway. I do like how they did the clip screws. It's a little bit more flush there. It wouldn't bother me at all. Where on the Kubi ones, they stick up quite a bit. This is being adjusted in production. But honestly, in the pocket, doesn't even, it goes in the pocket no problem. So, yeah. Anyway, there we go, guys. I love you all. Let me know what you think. And I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. Peace.